Archibald Cameron of Lochiel was a doctor and prominent leader in the Jacobite uprising of 1745. On the 7th of June 1753, at Tower Hill, he was the last Jacobite to be executed for high treason. Before the uprising, Archibald Cameron was born in 1707, the sixth child of John Cameron, the 18th Lochiel, by his wife Isabella Eaqt Campbell. Cameron's father had participated in the failed 1715 Jacobite rebellion and, as a result, became an exile, living first in Paris and then Boulogne and not returning to Scotland until November 1745. Cameron's elder brother was Donald Cameron of Lochiel, known in Jacobite history as the Gentle Lochiel. Cameron initially attended Glasgow University to read law. Before studying medicine instead at Edinburgh University, he completed further studies at the Sorbonne in Paris and the University of Leiden in Holland. He subsequently returned to the Scottish Highlands, married his Lochaber cousin, Jean Cameron, and fathered 7 children. 1745 uprising. When Charles Edward Stuart first arrived in Scotland, Cameron was dispatched by his brother to Lochnanuamh to communicate the futility of the enterprise and persuade the prince to return to France. However, Prince Charles persuaded him otherwise, and soon the Camerons joined him in armed revolt. In late August 1745, Archibald Cameron first saw action, helping to lead a fairly futile attack on Ruthven Barracks. In the campaign that followed, Cameron seems to have been promoted to the rank of lieutenant colonel in his brother's clan regiment. Defeat at that battle ended the Jacobite hopes, and both brothers and the father became fugitives running from the English redcoats. After the burning of the family seat, Achnacarry House, the Cameron family hid at Badenoch. However, despite the danger, the prince was determined to meet with the Lochiel, and Archibald Cameron was sent to Lochiel to escort the prince to the family hiding place. The whole party then moved to Ben Alder, the seat of Ewan Macpherson of Cluny, keeper of the Lochiel treasure. At Ben Alder Castle, on the 13th of September 1746, word came that French naval ships were waiting at Lochnanuamh, and on these the whole party escaped to France on the 19th of September. Betrayal and execution. In exile, Cameron remained in Prince Charles's service, travelling with him to Madrid in 1748 and returning to Scotland privately in 1749. In 1753, he was sent back to Scotland again to obtain money from Lochiel and to participate in a desperate plot to assassinate George II and other members of the royal family. However, while staying secretly at Greenwich Isle by Loch Katrine, he was betrayed by MacDonald of Glengarry, the notorious Pickle the Spy, and members of his own clan who were this time sickened by his Jacobitism and arrested. He was charged under the 1746 Act of Attainder for his part in the 1745 uprising. He was imprisoned in Edinburgh Castle, then taken to Tower Hill in London and sentenced to death. On the 7th of June 1753, at Tyburn, he was drawn on a sledge and hanged for 20 minutes before being cut down and beheaded. His remains were buried in the Savoy Chapel, Westminster, being the last Jacobite to receive the death penalty. In his final papers, written from prison, he still protested his undying loyalty to the Jacobite cause and his Episcopalian principles. In 1753, John Cameron of Dichanessy composed a song in Gaelic in commemoration of Cameron's life, a song to Dr. Cameron. Cameron is a leading character in D.K. Froster's 1927 novel The Gleam in the North, the second in her Jacobite trilogy.